Hey, thanks for watching this presentation. We're going to keep it as short as we can, but at the same time, we want to give you all the info. So you're going to hear about me, and it's my partner, business partner, Eric. You're going to hear about us in a second on the slide. So let's just jump straight in. Now, listen, I will say death by PowerPoint. We hate it as well, but we're just ordinary guys. It keeps us on track and it gives you the information you need, right? So um, we won't keep you long. Let me just make sure I'm showing the right screen. Right. So what we've got to show you today. By the end of this presentation, right, you're going to have a plug and play extra income stream. You start for just $10 a month. So if you can't afford $10 a month, I'm really sorry. It's probably not for you. If you want to go now, feel free. Okay. And it's designed, keep this in mind, guys. We're not trying to take you away from anything else. We are riding the wave that you're going to learn about. There is a massive opportunity out there at the minute that you're going to learn about if you stick around in this webinar, about how you can profit from what's going on at the minute. But the most important thing is me and Eric want you to realize is you promote any other business with what we're going to show you now, and that's part of the opportunity. We're also going to give you a path from like $10 all the way up to $2,000 commissions, right? So let me get this working. Right, so listen, I used to stack shelves in a grocery store. That's me from the UK. You can probably tell by my weird accent. So I'm Paul from the UK. I used to stack shelves. I used to sell made-to-measure blinds at one point. I was an area manager for that. I've sold in a retail store electrical items, washing machines, hi-fis, TVs, videos. That's videos, not even DVDs back then, eh? But for the last 15 years or so, me and Eric, we partnered up. Never actually met in person, which is the craziest thing ever, right? Because we've done very well together in this crazy world of online business. So we know a thing or two. We'll share some of our results in a second so you can see. But I'll let Eric introduce himself.
Hey guys, my name is Eric Green, and I'm actually right now based out of just outside of Medellin, Colombia, which is crazy for me to say and I've actually only been here, if you're watching this now, for about 2 weeks. So about 2 weeks ago, I left the USA. I'm traveling South America. That's the plan for the next year to 2 years, um, and just kind of checking out the world. Now, what's crazy is years and years and years ago, when I started trying to figure out how to make money online. My background is I have no college degree. I literally, I got involved and I sold office equipment, boring stuff, postage meters, copiers, faxes way back in the day when there was actually faxes. That shows you how old I am. But I sold office equipment, pretty boring, right? Um, but it kept the lights on. You got to do what you got to do. But I was always looking for something else. I was always, and I think in today's world, back then it was something that I wanted. Today, I think it's a necessity, right? With the rising costs, and you'll see all that today, that you almost have to have some kind of secondary income going on, right? And when you're older, it's certainly tough to get a second job. It's much easier to be able to work from home with the comfort of your home from your laptop or your cell phone. So anyway, I was able to transition. I've been doing this full time, and now I'm actually traveling, which is what I've always wanted to do, to be able to be not location dependent, like location independent, I guess is the word that the digital nomads. I'm out here with a bunch of young digital nomads roaming around, and I'm this 53-year-old dude. It's pretty cool. But anyway, guys, that's me. Stick around because again, you're going to see how you can leverage your front end system as little as $10 to help you with your business, right? Generate more leads and for your business, but also talk about how we're going to explode and you can build higher commissions as well. So that's me. Over to you, Paul, so we can keep moving this train.
Okay, let's keep this moving. So, this is not an income claim. This is not to brag. It's not to boast. It is not so get a guarantee that you will earn this money too, right? But these are some of our results across multiple platforms, right? Not all at once, not all at the same time either. But it's to show you. We figured we had to kind of show you that me and Eric, we walk the walk, we talk the talk, we know what we're doing. Okay, all of these different things we've done money, and it's basically kind of the same formula that we use all the time that we can share with you, and we can share the tools that we use to get you there. Hence the $10 one. I mean, it's insane what you get for $10, right? Now, my thing wasn't about the money so much as the freedom. I can remember having a day off ill from school and laying on the sofa there feeling sorry for myself as a child, but seeing all of these programs that are on TV during the day. And I thought, well, why can't I watch these? Because I have to go to freaking school. And I can still remember that. And that's a big driver for me, is the freedom. So some of these are recurring, some of these like maybe slightly higher ticket where you can earn a decent amount of money per sale. A bit like when you sell office equipment maybe and you get a commission for selling it, that kind of deal, right? But again, not to brag, not to boast in any way, shape or form, just to let you know that it is real. It does work, this stuff, and it can be done. And you noticed our backgrounds. Neither of us were a rocket scientist or a brain surgeon or have degrees, or we're not professors or anything like that, right? So if we can do it, you can. Right, so that was why us. That was why, if you're going to get involved with something, you might want to think about joining with us. You'll learn more about that later. But why now? So I asked AI, and one of the best tools for that is Perplexity. It's very good at research, to go and look at the growth of online business going back to 2021 all the way up to 2029. So what has happened and what's predicted to happen. And it gave me this one beautiful looking graph that, affiliate marketing. So affiliate marketing is where you sell something and you get a commission. The company will give you a cut for introducing that customer. Did you get a commission when you did office equipment, Eric?
I did.
Yeah, so I'm trying to think. Have I done? Oh, yeah. When I worked electrical retail, sometimes JVC or Sony would offer promotions, and if you sold their, particular hi-fi, they'd give you an extra bonus, like an affiliate commission. So that's all that is, right? It saves the company advertising. A lot of companies do it, and as you can see, that's the blue bit. It's expected to grow. The online education, right? So because more people are looking to start home businesses, guess what they're searching for? How do I start a home-based business? How do I do this? How do I do that? Right? How do I promote something online to earn those commissions? Right? So that's the green bar, and that's growing. The number one is actually direct selling, network marketing style businesses, which surprised me. Now, if you sat here going, "Oh, pyramid schemes," no, nothing we're going to show you tonight is a pyramid scheme. This is representative of the opportunity, right? Whenever there's anything growing, you want to be in the front of a moving train, right? This is your opportunity to be in the front of a moving train, because all of these people that are starting home-based businesses, there are certain things that they need, right? Now, why is there such growth at the minute, right? Well, one of the reasons people move abroad, and this isn't Eric, thankfully. Eric's always wanted to travel, but a big part of the expat community out there, Eric, are moving for what reason?
Well, yeah, financially, especially as they go into retirement, they just can't they can't pay bills. They can't sustain, the lifestyle that they've had, with a full-time job in retirement. So they're looking for more economical situations. Obviously, either A, they're an expat, they're headed out of the country, or B, they have no choice but to look for a secondary income or some sort of supplemental income to go along with their retirement.
So, and yeah, the stats are there on the page. Well, it's not to us to read them all out, but I mean, 49% of Americans currently say they struggle to afford rental mortgage payments. And I can tell you it's the same in the UK from what's on our what's on our news and stuff like that. So, it's not good out there. And the problem is AI is taking more jobs, and as there's more jobs, you can pay less because people are desperate for jobs. But the minimum wage here, what they call the living wage, right? But a single person needs about 30,500 a year. I can remember years ago that being like 12 grand, right? But a single person needs 30,500 a year now. And our minimum wage only covers about 76% of that. So even with a job over here, we have nurses, seriously, we have nurses, two people in the household working that are using food banks to get by, right? And part of the reason for that is rent has grown 30% in the last, well, since 2001 to 2024. Rent's grown 30%, but salaries, income, renters' income has only risen by 9%. So that's partly why. I mean, I've lived here now 10 years. We moved thanks to online business to a beautiful part of the UK, and our rent has more than doubled in 10 years. It's ridiculous, right? So half of UK households now struggle to cover basic essentials, right? That's in the UK. That's not just affording the rent. That's like actually like food and stuff like that. Can't 1 in 6 can't afford food, healthy food. Holidays, nights out, things like that are the first things to go. Everybody's cutting costs. And 1 in 5 households in Great Britain can't handle an unexpected bill of like £850. Well, over here, that's like a boiler. If your boiler goes, don't know what it is in the States, but we had a boiler recently. It cost us like 2 grand, I think it was. So, if the boiler goes, they can't even afford £850, let alone the £2,000. So that this is the reason why people are looking for these secondary incomes. There's a lot of pressure out there that's rising. It's creating massive, massive opportunity, right? So we want to be the people that can help these people, right, with practical stuff that's fast, that's amazing value, that pays fast, can cover its own costs very fast. So it's a win-win. We're not Me and Eric could be loan sharks. We could set up a loan shark business. We're not here to take advantage of people, is what I'm trying to say. A lot of people are struggling, so they're looking for alternative solutions. They're looking for extra income. Well, we can provide that in such a way that everybody can win, right? And we would love you to join us, be part of our movement. The problem, right? And if you go and research yourself, you'll see that most people in network marketing, which was the biggest growth, they don't actually make money, right? Right? Most reps earn $1,000 a year or less, but when you take out the cost of the programs they're in, I can tell you for a fact, over 90% of people, let's just say, aren't making anywhere near the money they'd like to make, and in fact, they're probably making a loss, right? And it's not the model though, because some of the stuff that you saw that me and Erica made money in, we've done very well in, right? So it can't be the model, because if somebody else is doing it, that means everybody can do it. And again, I know what you're going to say, probably, oh, is it a pyramid though? Only the people at the top can earn. Well, you're always at the top of your own thing, aren't you? Just like when I worked in the blinds industry, the guy at the top, he made more money than I did because he was at the top. But we're not talking network marketing here, guys. We're just saying a lot of people are turning to these online industries, network marketing, affiliate marketing, home-based biz. That's the opportunity, right? So if it's not the model because other people you're making money with it, what's the difference? Well, it's the systems, it's the tools, it's the support. And that is what we can provide at incredible value that can also pay for itself very fast. And the way I like to think about it is like the American Gold Rush. Levi jeans came out of the gold rush. Mr. Levi provided work clothing, tough workwear to people that were like those guys there. They're in the river panning for gold, right? A lot of them are wearing like denim workwear, and that became Levi jeans, and that's where he made all his money. And that's what we're trying to do here, except it's 2026 at the time of recording this, right? So our tools now are AI tools. They're thing called a funnel builder that makes pages that people can use on the internet. It's things called autoresponders that will automatically follow up with potential customers, because you'll hear, if you're new to the industry, you'll hear the fortunes in the follow-up. You'll hear that a lot, I promise you, right? All of these things can be done automated with tools that people need every single day, right? So we have solutions to take advantage of this that you could be taking advantage of with us. And the first solution is some of the tools, and you can get started for just $10, right? $10. And it even pays a recurring income, which is bizarre, right? So me and Eric, like I say, we've been doing it, 15 years. What would you say the average state of confusion is out there, Eric? Just so you can talk rather than I have a sip of Coke.
I love listening to you chat. Like the state of confusion is, I just think right now, especially in typically our demographic target market. I'm 53. It's Gen Xers, baby boomers, and I think that there's so much information out there right now. The AI has completely dominated, taken over the world. There's new tools coming out. So if I'm coming into this new, or I've been struggling, I'm more confused now than I've ever been, right? And what I need is clarity. What I need is a simple, direct path to success. And I think, it's funny, you were talking about network marketing and those sorts of things. I also think a lot of people are in a position where they don't want to be, they see social media, they see people, doing videos, putting themselves out there. I think a lot of people, there are some people that don't mind doing that. We do because that's how we started. But I think most people don't want to expose themselves, put themselves out there. I think a lot of people also don't want to be salespeople. They don't want to be recruiters. And I think that's why when they get involved in these programs, they end up ultimately failing because then they're told, well, wait a minute, you've got to go out and learn to market. You've got to go out and do this. You've got to contact these people. You've got to build a relationship. You've got to close them and bring them into the business. And then you have to train them. It's like, I'm not looking for another freaking job. I spent my whole life working a job. I'm looking for a secondary income that I can plug into. And I think that's where the confusion is. But this type of model, and we're going to share this with you, is here now. It's out here for you guys. So let's just, we know you're confused. And Paul, that's what I'll say. That people just need a straight line to success. They need what we said earlier, tools, community, and a plan, and we give them all that.
Yeah, and I think it might be worth saying as well, at this point, you see a lot of people are looking for a home-based business. So it's easy to think, well, I'll join one of these lotion, potion type businesses. Nothing wrong with them. But the people that join these sort of things, they may have already decided on, you probably have, watching this, you've probably already seen something you like, you're investigating it. But it doesn't matter which one of those you join, you're still going to need some of these tools, right? So we're switching the script, right? So they can be as confused as they want. We can bring them clarity with what we have, no matter what business they're in, and that's why our opportunity is so much bigger than just trying to pick one lotion or potion business that they'll tell you need to focus on, because they want you just giving it full attention, right? So listen, this is what you get for $10 a month. Well, number one, it pays 80% commissions, and I'll show you the page in a minute to explain the difference, maybe. But you can actually earn up to $128 per month per customer, and we'll talk about why that's important soon, right? But for that, you have a Facebook inviter. It will work its way for your Facebook contacts. You just untick anybody you don't want it to, and it will just go out and it will send 10 invites a day. It doesn't mention this particular company that provide it, so you're free to talk to these people about anything you want. Not everybody wants to do that, I know, but it's there. Productivity goal achievement app. I call it my business command center. So you can connect your calendar to it, your tasks to it. You can do daily routines, habits. If you've got a goal, you can put that in to keep it in front of you. You can have motivational quotes. There's an autoresponder, that automated follow-up thing. It takes about, it used to be 7. I think it's probably more like 14 now. But most sales aren't made on the first contact with somebody. Most sales actually come in past contact number 8. And the average salesperson gives up on contact number 2. So we can give you an autoresponder for 10 freaking bucks a month, right? All this is only $10 a month, by the way. This is all included, right? But we can give you that for just $10 a month, the Facebook inviter and the autoresponder and the business hub. You also get a community. They're called Freedom Crusaders. Now, you'll see the name in a second, but it's called the Home Business Academy. It's not called this deal of the day. It's not called this lotion and potion company or this will writing company. It's the Home Business Academy, and it is designed to help anybody in any home business make it. The tools, the training, the support. You can have support no matter what business you're in. You're welcome here. Right? And you can ask your questions, and you'll learn more about what they do in a sec. But you can ask all your questions, and you can use all the tools to promote whatever you want and share it with any other people that you know in any other business. And the community will welcome you with open arms. And if you've got questions, they'll help you. There's also a fantastic affiliate marketing domination course. If you're new to all this stuff and some of what I'm talking about with funnels and lead capture pages and all that kind of stuff is like foreign language here. There is a course inside there. It's a bonus, but it is very, very good. They should charge for it, but it comes in as a bonus. You get it for $10. Then there's the live What's Working Now call. Now this is gold. Okay. So me and Eric will get people all the time. Oh, I don't know how to make sales. What should I do? Right. For $10 a month, every Monday night, 8 p.m. EST, the live What's Working Now call will get somebody in this community that has made a sale in the last 7 days, and they invite them on to share how they did it. Can you imagine that? Right? Eric makes a sale. They contact him. Hey, do you mind coming on and sharing how you're making these sales? So if you want to know how to do this stuff, I can't think of a better way than actually hearing from people that have actually done it in the last week. So it's always bang up to date. It's always what's working now. That's why they do it. I will give you a tip: watch it on replay, right? Because there's always a bit of talk before and after, and they answer questions. It's a great place for support, and it's all recorded. I always watch on replay and I skim through. And some week, let me be honest with you, right? We're not selling you anything here. We're sharing our experience. Some weeks I go, well, that was a waste of time. And some weeks I go, oh my God, that was gold. Why aren't I doing that? Right. So, you're getting real stuff. This isn't a hype call. This is real, genuine stuff that you learn on these things. Some of it, just because you listen to it doesn't mean you have to do it. So I'll skim over this, but it's been going over 10 years. That's Paul on the left and Mike on the right. They're both seven-figure earners in their own right. Excuse me. But they didn't like some of the things that happen in the home-based industry. And if you're new to the industry, you will learn some of these things that aren't so good in the home-based industry, like companies changing comp plans on you, or merging with other companies, or deciding they don't need reps anymore, so they cut your pay and you don't. I know somebody who she was making over six figures a month, and the company decided they didn't want affiliates anymore, so they decided they were going to get rid of all their affiliates, and they got like one last paycheck, and that was it. I mean, that hurts, right? So these guys, they sat down and they said, listen, and after they'd had a bad experience and yet another bad experience, and they said, listen, let's write down all the things we don't like. Let's write all the things that we do like, and let's just see if we could create our own thing. And that's where the Home Business Academy was born, right? Nobody else really pays 80% commissions like that, for the sort of stuff they do. It's unreal. So very, very good. Top recommendation. It has an AI chat if you want to go and chat to that. So it does all the explaining for you. It's brilliant. Okay. It's actually, some of them are rubbish, but some of them are really good. And this is one of the really good ones. I put this bit on the right there because they've actually paid over 7 million now. They need to update that. But they have a turnkey system. Now, I heard Paul there talk about this, and he said it only took them 10 years to realize that people want simple. So these used to be the guys you went to where you would buy a separate autoresponder, and they had training on how you could integrate that and how you could do this. These guys actually learnt to program. They actually went away. They learnt to program with the help of AI. And now they said, well, wouldn't it be better if we just had our own autoresponder that already integrated so you didn't have any setup? What about if we had our own follow-up messages? What about if we had a page that as soon as somebody joined, they could have a link to share this? And why is that important? It's because you'll realize that when you look at a lot of businesses' compensation plans, 80% beats anything else out there in those sort of deals. So a lot of people, they come to use these tools to promote their own business, whichever it is they're promoting. But then when they actually sit down, there's always that point. I think you see some people on calls sometimes just have that moment of realization, right? And we'll talk more about that in a second. But it is worth mentioning there are two other levels that they have that are recurring, right, or residual, right? Money that comes in month after month, whether you work or not. So your bills at home are recurring, right? Your gas bill, utilities, your streaming services, their monthly bills. So me and Eric, we think that at least some of your income should be recurring too, because that's what gives you your freedom. Now, because this is a monthly service, when somebody buys, these guys will give you that 80% cut every month, not just the first month, every month. So as long as that customer stays, right, you can actually earn yourself quite a nice chunk of change, right, from sticking with this company. But they also have a funnel builder. That's only $25 a month, and they have their thing called Premium, right? And I wanted to talk about that. The Monday night webinar is great, right? And somebody might say, well, I make these AI videos and then I take them and I put them on a blog and I do that. And you might sit there and think, well, that sounds great. How do I do it? The premium level is $125 a month, but it pays $100, right? So if you get 2 referrals, you're making $200. You're spending $125. So that's a nice profit. But what they have is verified 6- and 7-figure earners Monday through Friday basically do their marketing, and you get to watch over the shoulder. Right? Now, listen, if you watch anybody do their job, right, it can be boring. Let's just say. I don't care who it is. If you watch footballers training, it gets boring because they're doing the same thing again and again. If you watch a chef, you see Gordon Ramsay and it's a great program. But if you actually watched him, if he's working in his restaurant one night, I don't know if he ever does anymore, but if you watch somebody just like frying steak after steak after steak after, so I'm not saying that I'm not saying that you're not going to learn a lot, but I'm saying watch them on recording as well. Because if somebody's like, I've just got to wait for this to upload, they're doing it live in front of your eyes. But I don't want to sit there for 2 minutes while a video uploads. So I still watch these on replay, and you're not going to watch them all, guys. Nobody's saying you have to commit to watching them all. But if you would like to know exactly what do 6 and 7 figure earners do to build their businesses, right? And have the chance to ask questions. Even if you can't be on live, you fill in a little box, you can send your question in, they'll answer it, on the call, you can watch the replay, right? But I don't know anywhere else that does this. It's not a training course, it is actually them doing what they do to make the money they make. So that is another level, right? Okay. But the reason why that's important, look, the Let's Goal app is the bit we're talking about. It's only $10 a month. It gives you all that stuff that we mentioned earlier. The Funnel Builder is only 25. The premium we just talked about. Well, look at this. If you want to make $1,000 a month, well, 10 customers is $1,280 coming in, right? If they've got all three, right? If you want to make $3,200, follow the line back. Looks 25 customers. And again, if you're in any other business, I call it the commission taste test. The old cheesy adverts. Is it soda pop A or soda pop B? I would suggest you sit down and you do a commission taste test, HBA or HBB, right? Yours, and just see how this now. Again, let me and Eric are not saying leave what you're doing. It's probably a passion business for you. It's probably really great. Okay, and if your business grows, you can do well. So why would you not do it? But what I am saying is, would this not help you along the way, even if you just got like 3 customers or something like that, or 2 customers and you're in profit? And they have paid out well over 7 million now, right? So feel free to chip in, dude, if there's anything you want to say anytime, by the way.
Well, I'll just come in and say this. These are tools. This is tools and training, right? This is especially that $10. Like, if you're in a business right now and you want to get more exposure, that $10 suite of tools is the best you're going to find in the business. Okay, so everyone should be doing that. But these are tools and training. So the thing is, this is what's going to help you explode your current business. It's going to give you the tools and the training, the strategies, and everything to do that. But here's the thing. Here's a little secret, right? We've been doing this for a long, long, long time, right? Okay, here's a little secret. I have a deal. Not everybody's going to join my deal. Okay. But I've built a great relationship with this person, and they're just not interested in my deal. Well, guess what? Guess what they need? They need tools and training, right? They're trying to do the same thing we all are. They're trying to figure out, find the right tools and figure out the right community, people that are training, giving them real strategies to go out and grow a home-based business. So guess what? Now you have, well, these are the tools and the training I use to grow my primary business. So you might want to take a look at it. Okay. So even if this isn't your primary thing, which obviously you can make a huge income with this residual income. Even if you're just using it for tools and that, it can become a secondary income to your primary program as well, just by introducing people to something that they already are looking for and they need. So whether they join your business or not. So I just wanted to add that, Paul.
No, absolutely. You're right. You're bang on. You know what? This isn't a complicated deal, guys. It's like marketing online, having a home-based business is actually very, very, very simple. You have a solution to a problem, and all you need to do is put your stuff in front of people that have the problem. They teach you how to do it, no matter what business. They give you everything you need. So look, this is the turnkey page. When you click the link below, solution 1, right, you'll come here. You'll see a little short video from Paul, one of the owners. It's only 3 minutes, 21 seconds. It talks about the 80% commissions and stuff. I just wanted to show you, I just want to point something out to you because there's a really good deal. So we're talking about the $10 option. But when you come down, if you're getting ready to buy, where is it? Triple residuals. Here you go. They put at the top right there, triple residual starter pack. That gives you the $10 setup. It also gives you the funnel builder, which is 25. That's where you get the $35 from, right? The reason why I point this out, right, is because they will give you 2 weeks of their premium for free. And the premium is not only the over-shoulder stuff, there's some AI tools as well, right? But you get 2 weeks of that for free. It's a really good deal. So we're sharing with you, look, $10. That's kind of what we're saying. It's like most people can afford $10. However, if you're comfortable doing it, go and grab your 2 weeks of the premium free. And even if you want to quit at the end of the 2 weeks, right, take as much as you can out of it. But I can tell you about 70% of people stay. 70% of people keep it. Why? Well, just two referrals, you're $96 a month in profit. I think that's one. Well, apart from the value you get from watching it, but the other reason is it's what we said earlier. We like win-win scenarios, right? You only need two referrals to actually make money out of this, and it's quite a decent amount, right? So I would suggest with that package, but if you just want to do the $10 a month, look, it's right under there, right? So that's our solution one, right? HBA, Home Business Academy, fantastic program. So solution two, do you remember on that slide, Eric, what was up, what was growing? The blue one was the online info, the online education, which some people say, oh, well, you've got AI, but AI isn't curated. It isn't specific to what you need necessarily, and it's only pulling stuff from what's online, and what's online isn't curated either. So AI is fantastic, not knocking it. But I thought, well, maybe all these courses will die. But no, they have been growing. They are still growing through AI, and they're still predicted to grow, right? So a lot of people are still looking for information. So we have this. We have it's called Exodus Elite. Okay, so this is in it. What's the 11th year now, right? and this I will always talk amazingly about Exodus because this is our breakthrough. We again, I'll log in a minute so you can see, but we actually did $124,000 in 4 months with this, right? And again, not to brag, not to boast, you are unlikely to do that, right? We work very hard and, and stuff, right? Okay. However, most people don't want to earn like that much. That well, they probably would, but they don't want to do what it takes to do that. Um, and they changed the package and stuff a little bit, and then they've just brought it back and they've revamped it, and me and Eric got back involved, and it's going very well again, right? And one of the reasons is people in debt, they need to make money. This is one of the things that people are looking for, right? Also, the fact you can make money. One of the other big reasons is the sales team. So I'm gonna let you talk about sales team, Eric, because you all love
Yeah,
speaking to people, right?
well, at the end of the day, again, we'll go back to people don't want to be a salesperson. They don't want to, especially if you're new, especially if you're just getting started. People are typically like terrified, right? I'm afraid to make a mistake. Am I going to say the wrong thing? I don't know. I don't know what to say, how to say it. It's just I don't want to do that, right? Most people feel very uncomfortable. So with this system, and here's the thing, it's been around 11 years. The owner and his staff, a lot of times the owner might be on the phone selling for you. Okay. So these people have been selling this product for years, right? Successfully. So you have an entire sales staff, right? That if someone asks you a question, and you've employed the sales team, you can just direct them to call the 800 number, just call into Exodus and to get all their questions and everything answered. If they're looking through your system, and they make a phone call. They call into the company because that will be shown to them, as they're investigating the system. They're going to call in, and the company will track that to you, and they will assist that person and close that person. And the next thing you know, and you're going to find out with this. One of the things I love is you're going to get paid when that happens instantly. You're not going to wait 2 weeks, a month, any of this sort of stuff. You're going to get paid instantly, right? Because that's how the system and model is set up. So I'll pass it back over to you, Paul.
Yeah,
But
yeah. So
there's been nobody that's ever said, this is horrible. You have a sales team that's going to talk to my prospects and close on my sales. Nobody has ever told us that. Everyone loves it. Go
like
ahead, Paul.
that is one of the big things with this is that sales team. So and it's actually only four people handle it all, believe it or not. The owner's son, and two other people I don't know, so I can't remember their names unfortunately. If you're watching, sorry, but um, who's better qualified to talk about all the ins and outs of the business and answer somebody's questions? Me, Eric? No, they are. They know it. They've been doing it for 11 years, right? So I will just point out what the product is. The product is the Genesis library, and you can join from $100 up to $2,000 to buy these educational packages, right? And the way this works, I call it a franchise. So normally out there in the world, you buy a franchise, you might pay 5, 10, 15. If you're going for something like a restaurant or something, you could pay like hundreds of thousands for a franchise. The maximum for this is the $2,000 level. And how it works is you pay the company a license fee. That's how they make their money. It's a one-time license fee now. When me and Eric did it originally, it was a yearly license fee. And that's one of the things that people didn't like. Now it's a one-time. So, like for example, the $1,000 level, you pay Exodus $299. That's it. And then you purchase your pack, but you're purchasing that from your referrer, right? So this is 100%. So HBA is the top paying recurring income at 80%. So I could, if I referred Eric, for example, as long as Eric stays, I keep making 80% of what he spends, as long as he's still a customer, right? And people stay a long time. There are people that have been there 10 years in HBA. With here, it's a one-time payment, but if Eric comes in at the $10 level, I make $8 a month, and that's not to be sniffed at, right? However, with this, you can make $1,000 one time, which is how many months worth of $8, and that's the way I look at it. So this is your franchise setup, right? This is a franchise operation. But if you look at the G500 level, look, you got audio, and this is brilliant. That is really, really good. I suggest anybody listen to that. How to make 100K network marketing, right? Is really, really good. And then you have video lessons as well, right? Some of them are short, some of them are a bit longer, okay, but they're to the point. There's no fluff. And I know that Paul, the owner, he's paid tens of thousands for the resale rights to some of these because that's what costs sometimes. So, and he'll tell you himself, like one or two of them, you think they're really old, and you think, oh, it's a bit old. But then when you listen to it, obviously the information is still like bang up, very, very, very ultra relevant. Like this, the village, that one, that's like a forerunner to The Secret, if you remember The Secret movie. And that cost a lot of money to get his hands on as well. It's very good as well. So anyway, so that's what you get there. It's a franchise operation. It's selling one of these things that's in demand at the minute. You come in whatever level you like, pay a license fee to Exitus, and then you'll pay the rest to your referrer, or people will pay you direct. You to choose how you want to get paid. So let's get back here. So we call this is like our powerful income driver. Now, if you want to call the call center, there's the number down below. You need to tell them the Paul Turner as a username. Right, 800 570 4234. You can call them, they'll answer all your questions. You can have a chat, make sure it's real. And what I will say, when you're looking at a $35 decision, let's say, if you want to go and you want to get the 2 weeks of the premium, is the better deal with HBA. It's $35. Most people don't have to really kind of think too much about that. But when you're talking about maybe spending $500, $1,000, $2,000, which are the most popular, by the way, if you're looking at less, just get HBA, in our opinion. But, right, $500, certainly $2,000, most people want to know there's something real there. Because me and Eric can tell you all day long, it's 11 years old, it's really great, we like it, we've just logged into our back office so you can see. But a lot of people just want that reassurance that it is real, and that's what they offer with the phone, right? Somebody will pick up and answer the phone all times a day. Right, so the path to $1,000 a month. You want to make an extra $1,000 a month, right? You're feeling the crush, with what's happening with debt and rising standards of cost of living. You want to make $1,000 a month. Well, if you make one 2K sale in Exitus, well, that you only need to make one sale every 2 months to make $1,000 extra a month. That's all. And you might say, yeah, but it's $1,000. Do people or $2,000? Do people spend $2,000? Well, you saw our results. You saw our results. They do, and it's the same work. It's still the same promotion. You put the information out there. The right people find it. Did you want to say something? I saw you on mute.
Well, yeah, I just want to real quick. I want to segue. So years ago, I had a mentor, and this has always stuck with me. And he said, Eric, what you have to understand is most people, right, are broke on a different level. Okay. So I want you to take this image in your head, right? Because I'm going to tell you guys, there's actually zero difference in a $20 sale versus a $2,000 sale. I'm going to repeat this. There's little difference in a $20 sale and a 2,000. In fact, sometimes the $2,000 sale is easier than the $20 sale. So I want you to picture this here. Let's take America, right? In America, let's just take lower class, middle class, not the wealthy or the elite. Okay, there are people living in small studio apartments, right? And they are barely getting by, right? And then there are people living in two, three, because I lived in neighborhoods with these people, right? And I've even been there myself in 200, 300, 400, $500,000 homes. They've got a couple of cars, maybe they got an older boat sitting out front, right? But they are still broke at a different level. They're still living paycheck to paycheck, just like the little guy in the studio apartment, paycheck to paycheck. Okay. So when you take the two, right, they're both in the same situation. It may look like this guy's got it going on. He's got the two cars, he's got all this, but he's nervous that if something happens at his job or he loses his income, like he doesn't have a lot in savings, right? He has a lot, but it's material things, right? But he doesn't have much in savings and he's trying to just maintain this lifestyle, right? And then the same with this guy. So this guy in the studio says, hey, $20 appeals to him because an extra 100, 200 bucks a month. And if you're there, HBA is great, right? But does that appeal to the guy that's got all those bills? No, that guy's going, well, wait a minute. An extra 100 bucks a month is not going to put a dent or help me. You know what I mean? If I lose my job or something happens or I've got a client and I lose that commission or whatever the case is, that's not going to really do it for me. So this guy over here is going, wait a minute, the $20 thing is cool, but I'm already stretched out thin. I'm working to maintain this lifestyle. I don't have a lot of time in the day to build a business. So you're telling me I got to make hundreds of sales to make any kind of dent? I don't have time for that. So he looks at a system like Exodus and says, well, wait a minute. I'll buy into this 2000. They've got a sales team doing the call. So all I have to do is and we're going to show you how to get leads. So all I have to do is plug into a lead source, right? And then let that lead source and funnel to the sales team and allow this sales team to make me an extra 2 grand a month, an extra 4 grand a month. Maybe over 90 days, I only make two sales at 2000. That's an extra $4,000. That's going to help a guy like that, right? So it's all perception, guys. So these people over here, right, that everyone's broken on a different level. Because he told me this, he goes, you'll look at someone and think, oh, I'm not going to even talk to that person about what I'm doing because they've already got everything going on. And it's the furthest from the truth. They're burnout, they're tired, they're trying to maintain that lifestyle. They know if they lose their job, everything's going to come crumbling down, right? So that is what I want to impress on you guys. That's why I love the mid to high ticket programs because I already know there's a massive audience, not just in the US, worldwide, right? That look at this and say, this is perfect for me. And they pull the trigger. Where a lot of times the low ticket, they're kind of tougher because they're just like, but because they think everything is, well, this is probably a scam. This guy knows, like, okay, like this is 11-year-old company. He's looking at it from that lens, going, okay, everything looks good, legit. It's worth the risk. I'm going to take it and see what happens with it. So that's all I got, Paul, on that.
Yeah, and it's one time as well. I mean, HBA don't have a contract. You can quit any time, so you're not tied in. But HBA, look, some people don't like recurring. It's weird. I used to sell cell phones, mobile phones, right? And pay-as-you-go phones came out as opposed to the contracts, right? And because they'd just come out, the pay-as-you-go phones were insanely more expensive than the contracts. And I could sit down. I had a lorry. I always remember a lorry driver, truck driver, and he used to call home every night, Monday through Thursday when he was out on the road. So he used to call home every night, and I sat down and worked him out. It was going to cost him like 3 times the money on pay-as-you-go. And he said, "Yeah, I just don't like contracts." And he was willing to pay 3 times the price just because he didn't want the monthly payment, which to me was insane because he was spending way more money, right? Some people like Exodus, it's one time. Okay, it's going to cost me 1,000, 2,000 plus the license fee, but it's one time. And then if you're in a job, this is what you can like stack up some cash, stack up some savings because you're not desperate to make a sale, right? You're not desperate. Sometimes with HBA, we love HBA. If you're kind of a bit hard up, it's great, makes you hustle, right? But you're worried about making those 2 sales really quick, and it is only 2 sales here, unlike other companies. It is only 2 sales, right? So it stacks up really well. But that's people land where they land. You'll land where you'll land. What's right for you is whatever's best. A lot of our customers do both. We have so many people in both because it makes sense, right? I love the recurring. I like to wake up in the morning and know that, oh, do you know, I don't want to work today and my bills are paid. It's great. Okay. And other times, like we want to hustle and we want to go and we want to make like a few $1,000 sales and $2,000 sales, and it's great. We like both, right? So anyway, so that's $1,000. And if you're at the $10 level, and you're looking to do this to make money, I will point out 125 customers to make $1,000 a month, right? Or could potentially be one every other month with Exeter. So that's the difference between the two, right? I also did, as an example, if you wanted to make 4,000 a month, just so you can see the numbers, with Exeter, you could do that with 2 sales, or 4 sales at 1,000, or 8 sales at 500. HBA is still incredible. 32 customers on the triple residuals. Remember, 70% of people are there in our experience. Yours might vary, but in our experience, about 70% of people. It's only 32 freaking customers. Depends how desperate you are to make the cash, right? And whether you want to do the combo of both, or you just want to do Exeter, you just want to do HBA. You decide again. You decide what's best for you. But that's how the numbers stack up, guys. Right? They're both incredibly favourable in the online world compared to a lot of stuff that's out there. And I haven't told you this, Eric, but I actually spoke to that guy today, David, and he said, "Okay, talk to me about Exeter. I've researched it. It has the best reviews." Right, and he
And
said,
it's been around
on
11, it's
that,
11 years with the best
yeah,
reviews. That says a lot. It says
yeah.
a lot.
And again, I'm going to encourage you to go and check out the reviews for HBA, guys. We got nothing. It's not our business. We have nothing to hide. Go and check out the reviews for Home Business Academy. They get amazing reviews as well, right? Because it's heart centered. They call it heart. It's one of those words, isn't it? But they call it heart centered. They're not there to rip anybody off. That's why they pay 80% commissions. You know, one of the owners, Paul, was talking about where he lives. They have like a big network marketing company. He didn't say which one, and he drives by their offices, and it's like a palace. And he said people ask us how we afford to pay 80% commissions. He said, I work from home. Mike works from home. We don't have a palace. It's just the way it is. So whether you're in HBA and you want to promote that, right? You might just want to use the tools. Whether you're in Exeter Elite because you like making those bigger commissions, or you want to provide that education that people are looking for that's growing, you want to provide that. Or you're in AN or the business, whatever that is, right? Or you're thinking, well, I don't like Exeter, so I don't like HBA, but I'm going to listen to what you guys tell me, because you're right. Everybody in those network marketing companies, I guarantee one thing: they all need leads. Everybody in the home-based business needs leads. It's like your lifeblood. If you don't have any eyeballs looking at your offer, right? I promise you this, right? It's never happened to me. The phone has never just rang randomly, and there's this person at the other end saying, "Hey, look, I know you don't know me and I don't know you, but I don't suppose you have an online opportunity, dear." Never happened to me. You have to go out, right, and get leads. So me and Eric, we've taught so much about how to generate leads. HBA is a brilliant place to learn how to get leads. Exeter has training focused on it. A lot of people don't have the time. They're not consistent. They get overwhelmed, right? So all of this work that you do, making videos, using AI to make video shorts, to write blog posts, to maybe do social media posts and try and learn it all and do it. What's the end result? Well, I want people looking at my business. I want leads. Well, the owner of Exeter's put us onto this lead source. That's our inbox, right? That's our email inbox. Every day we get at least 5 leads. Every day, whether I work or not, whether I make a video or not, whether I do any marketing or not, whether I do any promotion or not. And we do more, but every day I know I will get at least 5 leads, right? Just turn up, right? So there's a company that will provide you either 5, 10, 15 leads a day. And what's really cool, well, there's a few things that's cool. One, they're all USA based, right? You can go and you can get some cheaper leads that are maybe based in Colombia and only speak Spanish and are still in English. So straight away you might have a language barrier, right? These are all USA, right? So they're all good leads. They've all filled a form in about a home business opportunity or working from home, right? So we will get their information sent to us within 15 to 60 minutes, and no more than an hour old. And also, they will only share it with one, sometimes 2 other people, depending on the business opportunity that you list, right? So, worst case, that lead is being shared with 3 people. That is not that much. Now, we can't say that person hasn't gone out and filled forms in on like 100 sites that day, but this company's been very fair. They will only share it with 1, potentially 2 other people, right? You get that information sent to you within 60 minutes so you can get straight back to them, right? Now, if you take them up on this, But as a bonus, if you stay to the end, there's not much longer now, but we're going to tell you where you can go and you can get 30 leads for free. It's the same company. They have a 30 leads for free offer, but this is the better offer. If you go for it straight away, they will give you 60 leads as a bonus, right? And it's only $75 a month, which works out to $2.50 a day. So do you want to do all the marketing and the hustling and reaching out to people, cold messaging and making videos and all that, or would you just would rather kind of put like $2.50 in the slot in the top of your computer and then 5 leads a day just turn up every single day? That's 150 a month. What's even better is they have an affiliate program and it pays 35%. So I share it with Eric. From Eric's spend, I will make 35%, which is about $26. So that means if you can reduce the cost of your leads, but when you've got 3 referrals, guess what? 3 leads and yours is free. Sorry, 3 referrals and your leads are free. Now you're getting leads for nothing for whatever business it is you want to promote. And if they say no to your primary, guess what? I know they need leads. I know they need leads. Guess what? I know they might be interested in Exodus for the education package and making those bigger commissions. And guess what? I know they probably will want that Facebook inviter to grow leads for their business that HBA offer. Guess what? I know they need an autoresponder. Guess what? I know they might want to make pages. Guess what? I know they might be interested in how 6 and 7 figure marketers do their marketing and would love to watch over the show. Do you see where we're going with this, guys? We're selling the tools, right? We're not competing with everybody who's pitching their business that they think is the best one ever and it's the deal of the day and all that. We're building a fantastic, solid business here. You've seen what we've done by just thinking slightly about outside the box. There's a massive demand because of the debt crisis. There's a massive growth. We want to be in the front of that moving train, right? So we're not going to dwell on this, but you can self-fund these leads. They tell you what to say. They have scripts what to say to these people that work, that are battle tested and everything. Everything's ready to go. They're quality leads. They're drip fed to you, so you're not overwhelmed at any one time. Fantastic program. So me and Eric, we said, we know what we're doing. You might want to work with us. One of the things that we do, this is an example. So those leads that are coming in, right, that they might have filled something in that says work from home. They might think, oh, maybe I'm applying for a job. So what we've done is we put this together as an example. We do other things as well, but we create assets that you can use for our team. So we made this to be specifically targeted for those 5 leads a day, and it's working great. So it talks about the job market and how difficult it is, and it leads them into other things you can do online, which leads them into, guess what we've got here and what we're sharing with you today. So that's just an example. Anything that we do, right, we share with our team. Right, so that's an advantage of working with us. We also do a weekly call on a Tuesday. Now, if you want support, guys, just go to HBA because we can't compete with what they do. It's insane, right? They're on Monday to Friday, and twice on a Monday. It's ridiculous, right? But we do our own, what we call above average marketer call. Remember that slide I shared where, most network marketers aren't even making like $1,000 a year, right? Well, that's what average people do. Right, above average are the ones that are making the money. And do you know what? The difference between average and above average actually isn't that much, right? It honestly isn't, right? It's the people that go the extra mile. The extra mile is not that much when you think of like the big journey, right? So we do a call, and it's a chance for you to come and ask questions. We share what we're doing at the minute, stuff that works for us. So like the What's Working Now call, we do that for our team as well. When we make new assets, we share it. People get to have input and say, could I have one like this? You thought about making one of these? And we work together as much, as our own team. Right, so I just want to remind you of this. This is the opportunity. Who's gonna help these people? Me and Eric are doing it. There's room for you as well, right? So if you're going to join somebody, hopefully you can see we've got the track record, and we put this presentation. We're sharing this with our team. We're doing everything we can to help you as well. And think of how insane this is. This isn't a multi-level deal. It's not network marketing. These are one tier. It pays 80% or Exodus pays 100%. If you go and refer, we don't make anything else, right? So just think, in effect, we're helping our own competition, right? I hope, if you think about it, hope you can see we're not trying to just make money out of you here. Yeah, that's why we're all here. At the end of the day, we're all here to make money online. But hopefully you can see, guys, with everything we do to help, right? We want to be part of a team where everybody wins. There's plenty to go around. Look at that graph, right? There's plenty to go around. So we're inviting you to join us, right? Help us bring real solutions to people who need them most, right? There is demand for these tools, and we'll show you how. So with that said, I'm going to hand it over to my friend Eric because my voice is getting hoarse now.
We're going to close it out, but what I want to say is, segue to what Paul just said, is you may be watching this presentation and introduced to this presentation through one of our team members, right? You know, certainly it could be myself or Paul that brought you here, but it could be one of our team members. So when Paul says we share everything we do, like you will be able to leverage this presentation for yourself. So along with what the company offers, and both of these companies have incredible marketing assets, right? That work and convert, right? What we do, just because of our years of experience, we create secondary assets and we put things together to help you, you know, to even elevate your game even a little bit more, right? To give you the best possible chance to close more sales, right? So I wanted to impress that on you because we put a lot of time, energy, and effort into this. And as Paul stated before, we could just go out and sell both of these, you know, both of these systems because they're global systems with a track record. And just because it is single tier, we only get paid on what we sell. We don't choose to operate that way. We want to help every single person that we're working with. If we put an asset or something together that can benefit not only our personal customers and business partners, but our business partners, and so on, we're going to do that. That's who we are. That's what we're about. And so I just want to impress that on you guys. And the other thing that I will say is if you are somebody, right, who's typically, and again, if you're younger, I'm not taking work with us. I'd love to work with you. But typically our, what we call avatar person that we work with, it's over someone over 40, right? Maybe you've played around with in the home-based business industry. You know, you've bought into kind of the hypey stuff. You know, we all have done this. You know, you get into a program that says one thing, and then you know you find yourself in a completely different situation. You don't have the support. You don't have the community. They say the system is turnkey. They say the system is done for you, but it really isn't. You know, you find yourself having to, you don't have a sales team. You don't have a community that's teaching and growing, and you find yourself in this position where it's taking up all your time. Plus, you also find yourself in a position, there's nothing worse than starting a program and you have a new income driver in your hands. You have something that can make you money. And yet you have to go into learning mode. And this is what burns out most people, especially 40 and up. You go into learning mode. Oh, I've got to learn how to do this. I've never done any of that before to promote or generate leads. So you go into this learning mode. So you find yourself month one, month two, month three, and you're just like fed up because you're like, look, I'm learning. As soon as I learn this stuff, there's something new coming along. So I got to learn this thing new. And it's just like, forget this. We want you to learn. We want you to learn those things, but we don't want that to be what drives your business. We want from day one for you to be able to drive your business. And how do we do that? We found the lead source, right? We found people raising their hands, asking them. And we've also put together a follow-up sequence and series and that you can have for free, right? That's best suited for these type of leads to give you the best results, right? And we're going to give you all that so you can start your business from day one, guys. Day one, you're seeing leads coming into your inbox. Day one, you're getting your business in front of other people interested in these types of businesses. And that's going to give you an opportunity to start generating commissions and sales from the jump street while in the background, if you want to learn some of these other strategies and of course you're going to want to do that if you're like, okay, how can I increase my sales? If you're a business owner, which I know if you guys are watching this, you need thinking like a business owner, you're always trying to figure out ways to increase your sales, right? We got all that here, guys. All that's here. Everything is right here. We've put it together. Hopefully this presentation has given you guys a sense of we're real guys. We've done well, but we don't care about Lambos. I care about freedom. I care about time freedom. I care about something that's real. We don't jump into the flavor of the month if something's hot and new. I don't care. Make it 11 years in this industry. make it 10 years in this industry and still be a hot program, still be something that people are seeking worldwide. That's what to me is sexy. Now you've got like legit programs that aren't going anywhere. They're not changing comp plans, any of that. So I love stability. And if you're somebody that needs to build a full-time or secondary income, the worst thing that can happen is you join something and 6 months later, a year later, the thing completely changes, it just closes down. Like, why spend all this time, energy, and effort in something that's not going to be here next week or next month or next year? Like, we feel confident because we know both of these owners that these are going to continue to be around. They've already been around 10, 11 years. So anyway, we'd love to work with you. If obviously you can reach out to us if we invited you to this, go through all the information. And if one of our business partners invited you, reach out to them. And if you join them, they'll get you plugged into our community as well as the opportunities that have the communities and the trainers and all that as well. So that's all I got, Paul.
All right, guys, there's 3 options below, 4 with some bonuses for you if you click below. And we'll love to welcome you to the team.
Bye, guys.